So if someone asks you where the oldest operating motor speedway in the world was, where would you pick? Europe? The East Coast? The West Coast? What if I told you you'd find it in Wisconsin? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And yes, the Milwaukee Mile is the oldest operating motor speedway in the world. It was originally a 1-mile private horse and harness racing track in 1876. It was purchased in 1891 by the Agricultural Society of the state of Wisconsin. This was intended to become the permanent site for the Wisconsin State Fair. It has since hosted at least one auto race every year since 1903, the exception being during World War II. The then dirt track was paved in 1954, and it's still situated as part of the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds today. The first race was held in September of 1903 on the oval, but the facility also has a 0.8-mile paved road course in the infield, which combined with the oval makes for a 1.8-mile road course lap. For a non-motorsport tidbit, that infield was also the Milwaukee home of the Green Bay Packers from 1934 to 1953. At one point, in its early days, there was even ostrich racing at the track. That road course was also the site of Yorkshire Motorsport's first deceleration record attempt in a C production Jaguar E-Type. Ah, the memories. Although a number of race series have competed at the mile over the years, it's probably best known for IndyCar, and for those of us of a certain age, the Rex Mays Classic. Rex Mays was a driver who dominated races at the mile beginning in 1937 and throughout the 1940s. There's a plaque just outside the media center to commemorate the time in 1948 when Mays deliberately spun his car against the wall to avoid running over Duke Dismore, who had been thrown from his car seconds earlier in an accident, saving Dismore's life. Sadly, Mays was killed in the only Champ Car race held at the Del Mar Fairgrounds racetrack in Del Mar, California in November 1949. He was 36 years old. Milwaukee used to be the race after the Indianapolis 500 since 1947 and was renamed in Mays' honor in 1950. It remained under that banner through 1987. It even got a plug in the 1969 movie Winning, where Robert Wagner's character delivered the line, "Everybody goes to Milwaukee after Indianapolis." Here's some yardstick comparisons. In 1939, the race's average speed was 83.651 miles an hour. Emil Andres took the pole in a Stevens chassis powered by an Offie at 88.583 miles an hour under AAA sanctioning. Things peaked in 1998 under kart sanctioning when the race's average speed was 131.349 and Patrick Carpentier captured the pole with a sizzling 185.5 miles an hour in a Reynard chassis with Ilmor Mercedes power. Things had backed off a bit with IndyCar Series sanctioning, and while the 2015 race average was 130.3 miles an hour, Will Power's pole speed was only 170.223 in a Dallara chassis with Chevy Ilmor power. What makes these speeds pretty impressive, though, is that the oval is only a tick over a mile long, and the corners are only banked at 9¼ degrees, so it's pretty flat. Although flat, I guess, is a relative term, in that the track does have to contend with the wonderful Wisconsin winters, so it's by no means smooth. Obviously, the track has gone through a number of improvements over the years. One of the more recent renovations included an update to the media center that included a wonderful mural on the wall highlighting some of the past history of the track. So as IndyCar returns to race the Milwaukee Mile in 2024, new history is sure to be made. The Milwaukee Mile, one epic mile in our motorsport past. And special thanks to Ian for his help in getting the pictures at the track.